Hi everyone, this is Javerim here. I'm going to walk you through 70 to 80 only farming herbs and ore. Through my gathering professions, I'm going to tell you about knowledge points and the file of true sight, allowing you to see camouflaged nodes, and the Ironclaw Razorstone, allowing you to increase your finesse. I'm going to assume that you've gathered the appropriate profession tools, and I'm going to tell you all of the add-ons that I use for this journey. It took me roughly 8 hours altogether to go from 70 to 80, and we're going to do level by level on what I collected and how much gold I got, as well as the different zones. I'm going to do a level or two per zone. We're going to use our free fall if there's an area that we go too far. And I use the regular flying mode rather than the dragon flying mode, just because I'm a druid and it makes it a little bit easier. Although it does take more time, so you could potentially do this farm with even less time. Right here I'm getting everything organized, and we're going to go ahead and do a little recap of all the gold made from 70 to 71. Now I do have a 20% buff to experience, given the fact that I've already leveled 4 characters to level 80. Right here on the left is a WeakAura that I have, and I can go ahead and put it in the description for you. It allows you to have all of the different zones and their knowledge point books and where to get them. I'm going to collect them zone by zone as I level. The add-ons I'm using for this are Gathermate 2, Routes, and FarmHUD, as well as the WeakAura that I had just previously mentioned. As I level, I'm going to spend all of the knowledge points accordingly to increase the amount that I'm farming. I could do it as I go, but I decided to do it on a per level basis. And I'm going to unlock the more expensive herbs here before I put points into them. This right here are my 2 weekly quests from my gathering trainers. One happened to be Bismuth rank 1 this week, and then Blessing Blossom rank 1. I do believe I buy a few just so that I can finish the quest, as I'm level 71 now. As I post here, I am being a little bit more careful to make sure that the prices of the 2 items that are posted are not too far apart. As the video goes on, you'll see that I can actually click the price of the more expensive one rather than type it in like I am doing here, in order to instantaneously rewire it to that price. So in roughly 20 or 30 minutes, I was able to achieve 5,000 gold from 70 to 80. And this is my level 72 recap. I used 1 vial, 1.5 potentially, and I'm going to go ahead and post everything and give you a price update on level 72 as well. As you can see, I've made roughly 6,000 gold for level 71 to 72, and I did it in roughly 40 minutes. This right here is my recap from level 73. I believe I'll slowly beginning to double or make more gold as I level. This is 12,500 gold for level 72 to 73 on the Isle of Dorn. When I end up level 78, having spent 2 levels in each location, I will go ahead and pick my favorite zone out of all of them for leveling and recommend you do that one from 70 to 80. This is me dinging level 74. I made the full null stone out of the ones that I had acquired here in the Isle of Dorn. And it looks like I made about 16,000 gold. I can't quite see on my UI, but I'm going to go ahead and spend my knowledge points. And once again, towards the end, you'll see that I've made pretty much an entire WoW token, just leveling, gathering herbs in my spare time from level 70 to 80. For how rare seams are, I went ahead and put it into bismuth ore instead of seams or rich deposits, and that was my first that I decided to spend on. This is level 75 from Kahet, or I'm sorry, the Ringing Deeps rather. And I'm going to go ahead and post everything and give you an update on how much I made. Right here you can see, or it just occurred, but it will again. When I right click and go to post, I can click that on the second number and it will readjust the price to the higher amount without having to manually type it. I really only did use the file all the way until level 79, and then upon level 79 to 80 I used the Ironclaw Razorstone just to see if that extra little bit that I get in the finesse category allows me to achieve a greater amount earned on my favorite continent. So my posts for this level equate to roughly 26.5 thousand gold. And then 20,000 gold for the next. $25,000 gold for this level. As you can see, the various amount of things that I've collected. Level 78, I've required 23.5 thousand gold from this level. Within Kahet, this right here is 78 to 79. I went to my favorite zone thus far, which is Hallowfall. It's because it has a large number of herbs and ores, and they are not surrounded by mobs as often, and there is one level pretty much to all of it. There's not a bunch of steep canyons. So Hallowfall is definitely your best option, and as you'll see, I spent roughly an hour and a half in Hallowfall for 78 to 79, and then I equipped the Ironclaw Razorstone for 79 to 80, farming in Hallowfall. We're about to get the update from how much gold I made without the Razorstone from 78 to 79, and then with the Razorstone from 79 to 80. So from 78 to 79, I made another 26.5 thousand gold. This is me dinging after using the Ironclaw Razorstone and just a couple more pots, about an hour for 79 to 80. And that is all the loot that I acquired and all the knowledge points that I gained. I pretty much maxed out all of the expensive herbs and have a large amount for plethora ore. We're going to go through and see what I got as a total. I believe I make roughly 26,000 gold again for the hour that I've spent here, but I've also gained a level and a bunch of mats. And throughout 70 to 80 in roughly 8 hours, I was able to make about 180,000 gold, just shy of a WoW token. And I'm going to be using it to buy one just for myself so that I can use it as a Blizzard.net balance. Bismuth is more expensive than Acarite and Ironclaw, so I went ahead and spent it in that. And then I went from Lure Drop to Blessing Blossom to Orbinid, and then I think the last one I went with was Aerithor Spear. Or Aerithor Spear Orbinid was the last. And then Blessing Blossom was final. So I made 26.5 thousand for that level, and my total gold earned is right around 180,000, leveling 70 to 80 with only a file in my profession tools. It turns out that the sharpening stone and Hallowfall is just about the same amount of gold, so I wouldn't necessarily use the sharpening stone. I would just gather your knowledge points and spend them correctly